Hi guys, so today we're going to be making a version of this heart pillow. We're going to be using a worsted weight size 4 yarn instead of a fluffy yarn, just if you like this look instead of the fluffier look, or perhaps this is all that you may have. You need about 150 yards of worsted weight size 4 yarn. You'll need a size 5.5 crochet hook, a pair of scissors, a darning needle, which is optional, a stitch marker, and some polyfill. I have a big old bag. If you do like this yarn, it is available right now at the time that this video is being recorded at crochet.com for 30% off. This is Wool of the Andes in color Blossom Heather. If you don't like this color and you want other colors, I'll put a coupon code below for you to get 15% off of your purchase. To start, we're going to do a magic loop and then go from there. If you don't know how to do a magic loop, you can do a chain of 8 and then do a double crochet of 8 on that chain. For the magic loop, this is how I do it. I just take the yarn, wrap it around, cross it over like that so that it looks crossed over. Go under, grab that, wrap my yarn around, and then do that single chain there, and there's your magic loop. Alright, then we're gonna chain 1. After that chain, that first chain we did, we chain 1, so we have 2 chains here. And then we're gonna do 8 double crochets. So this is 1. That chain 2 does not count as 1, so we just did 1. Six, 7, and 8. Alright, so now that you have your 8 stitches, you're going to go ahead and close your circle and then slip stitch into the top of your first double crochet on the round, closing your circle. Chain 2. That again does not count as a double crochet. And now we're going to go ahead and make 2 double crochets in each of these 8, which is going to end up with 16 by the end of this round. So 1, 2, go ahead and do that, and I'll meet back up with you at the end of this round. So now I have 16 double crochets. See this stitch here that's empty? I don't know if you can see it. This one here, we don't work into that one. That's our slip stitch. So just make sure you count your stitches so you're not increasing where it doesn't need to be an increase. You're going to go ahead and add a slip stitch into the top there to the first double crochet on your round, chain 2, and you're going to go ahead and do 2 double crochets in each stitch again. You're going to end up with 32 stitches. So for this round you should have 16. For the next round you're going to have 32. So go ahead and do your 2 double crochets in each stitch. Alright, go ahead and finish your round, and then we'll meet back up at the end. Alright, we're at the end of round 3, and now we have 32 stitches. So we're going to go ahead and slip stitch through the first chain on the round here. Chain 2. Now for round 4, it's going to be a little bit different. It's going to be 1 double crochet and then a 2 double crochet. And that's going to alternate all the way around. So 1 and 2, 1 and 2. So a 1 and then 2 in the next stitch. And then 1 in the next stitch. And then 2 in the next stitch. So it's going to look like this. So you have 1 in this one, 2 in this one, 1 in this one, 2 in this one, 2 in this one, 1 in this one, 2 in this one. And you're going to continue that all the way around the entire row. Once you're done with row 4, you're going to have a total of 48 stitches. So go ahead and continue alternating. After this 2, then it'll be 1 again, then 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, all the way around. You're going to end on a 2 double crochet. Alright, so we have our 48 stitches on this on row 4. So I'm going to go ahead and close this round. The slip stitch through that first stitch on the round, excuse me. You're going to chain 2. And then you're going to go ahead and add 1 double crochet in each stitch along the round, and you are going to end up with 48 stitches again. Go ahead and do your 48 stitches along the round and meet me back here when you are done with your last stitch. We're done with our 48 stitch on round 5, so you're going to go ahead and close off that round by doing a slip stitch. And then you are going to do chain 1 and then do a single crochet there, like that. And then you're going to cut your yarn and pull it through. So what you have left with should be this. It should look like this. You should be able to see that single crochet right there. This is your first top. So go ahead and do your second top. Now at the end of row 5 on your second top, do not cut it and do not do a single crochet. Just once you finish that round, close it off and come back. So now that you are at the end of your 5th round on the second top, you close that off like that. Right here, we're going to go ahead and slip stitch our 2 tops together to join them. And we're slip stitching right through that single crochet. We're slip stitching right through that single crochet we did there to join them, okay? So we're gonna go ahead and slip stitch just like that. Just make sure we're keeping them in the same direction. We have our tails facing the same direction. And right now it looks like they're folding up. That's okay. We're gonna fix that. I'm gonna chain 2. And then we're going to add a double crochet in each stitch around both. And that should leave us with 96 stitches at the end of this, because these are both 48 stitches each. You just want to make sure that you go into every stitch, but you don't work into the slip stitch. So basically make sure we're counting our work, right? Make sure once you get to the end of this top, you have worked 48 stitches around, and then once you start and you get back to this first row, you've worked 48 stitches, or you can just count 96 stitches all together, okay? So we're gonna start that. we're going to go ahead and double crochet right into this stitch here, and leave this tail here from where we cut our first top. That's essential, so leave that out. Don't weave that in yet. So we're gonna go ahead and go right into that first stitch there and start working our double crochets. And you see this hole here? This is why we need that tail. We're gonna fix that hole right there. So just one double crochet in each stitch all the way around. Go ahead and finish working your double crochet along the first top, counting 48, and then I'm going to come back so we can connect it to the second top. Okay, so I'm on my 48th stitch of my first top. I'm about to go ahead and connect it to that second top piece here. Make sure your tops are facing the right direction. Make sure that the tails from your magic loop, or if you did a chain foundation, make sure that tail is on the inside of the top here, because we're going to hide that when we stuff. So just make sure it's on the inside so you don't have to do that extra weaving. And we're gonna go ahead and start connecting it to the second heart top here. Remember, we are skipping this stitch. That is our slip stitch that we use to close that round. So we're gonna go ahead and just go right into that stitch there. That is our first stitch, and we're gonna close that with a double crochet. It does look funny, it does. Don't worry, we're gonna fix this. Okay, go ahead and continue making your double crochet all the way around. So go ahead and continue making a single double crochet in each stitch until you reach your first stitch here. And we are not working into this stitch, any of these. We're not working into any of these here. This is our last stitch. This is our first stitch. So if you get confused, I'll come back when I'm rounding off this row 6, and I'll show you how I close that. I am working into my 48th stitch of this top right now, which is my 96th stitch of row 6. And I'm gonna close this round 6 by working a double crochet straight into this stitch here that we marked as our first stitch on the round. So just work that double crochet right into there like that. For row 7, we can go ahead and move our stitch marker. For row 7, what I like to do is go ahead and get my structure established. We're not doing any increases or decreases here. We're just going to go ahead and crochet 1 double crochet into each of these stitches. So you're going to go ahead and do 96 double crochets around. But I'm going to do a few first just to establish this round. And then this is where your tail here comes in handy. And if you chose to use a darning needle or your hook. You can use either one. For me, it was just easier to use my needle. But because you don't have to sew for this pattern, you can use your hook to weave in. So we're going to go ahead and close these holes here. And how I like to do that, I'm just going to weave. I'm just going to go ahead and use my favorite weaving method which is flying by the seat of my pants, basically. Just go ahead and sew it up. So what I'm doing is I'm going into the first double crochet here and the first double crochet on the other, like across that little split there. Just going into the back of that post and closing it. Just like that. No special method in particular. And then I'm going to go ahead and do the same here. And I'm not using any specific sewing method. I'm just closing that there. And I haven't sewn into any of the actual stitches that we need on this side. These were all stitches that were just in the middle there. And then you can go ahead and weave that in. Just to make sure that that's secure and it's not coming out. And you don't have to sew that in anymore because that is going to be hidden when we stuff our heart. That's it for the needle. You do not need it anymore if you use the needle. And now we can go ahead and finish our round. So I'm going to go ahead and crochet my 48 for this, and I will meet you back here in the middle because you may need just a little assistance. If you don't, great, just go ahead and continue row 6. But for those of you who do need a little assistance of figuring out which stitches you're working in on this round, I will be right back. So I am at the 48th stitch on this is round 7. So I'm at the 48th stitch here, and this is where the two tops connect. I'm going to go ahead and do a double crochet, and I'm going to work into this stitch here. I'm going to work right into that. And then we're going to go ahead into our next one, right next to it. And then we're going to go ahead, keep going. Okay. And then when you count this row 7, you should have a total of 96 stitches. We're going to go ahead and finish this row and come right back when we are done. And I have 96 stitches, and this is the end of row 7. And just continue to double crochet around. We are now starting row 8. And for row 8, the same concept. 1 double crochet in each stitch. You're going to end up again with 96 stitches. And this time, knowing where you go into, which stitch you work into, should be a bit easier. So Go ahead and finish row 7 with one double crochet in each stitch. Meet me back here when you reach your stitch marker. Okay, so we are at the end of row 8. So for row 9, we're going to start our decreases. So our decreases will go, you're gonna double crochet 9. So this is the first one. Move your stitch marker up. You're gonna double crochet 9 and then double crochet 2 together. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Just make sure. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then you're gonna go ahead and double crochet 2 together. Here's how you double crochet 2 together. You're gonna yarn over and start on your first double crochet, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2. You're gonna keep those 2 stitches on your hook, yarn over, go through your next double crochet, pull through. You have these 4 stitches on your hook. You're gonna yarn over, pull through 2 of those. You have 3 stitches. You're gonna yarn over and pull through all 3. And you have just did your you've just done your double crochet 2 together, and then you're going to start again. Nine, and then double crochet 2 together. So on this row, you're going to continue with your decrease, doing 9 double crochets and then double crocheting 2 together. You are going to end with 8 stitches remaining. Double crochet in those 8 stitches. Do not decrease those 8 stitches. And then at the end of this row, you'll have 88 stitches. So we are at the end of row 9. You should have a total of 88 stitches on this row. So for row 10, we're just going to do a double crochet in each stitch. This row has no decreases. Go ahead and work 1 double crochet in each stitch on this round and meet me back here at the stitch marker. Okay, so we're at the end of round 10, which still has 88 stitches. So for round 11, we're going to go ahead and double crochet 8. We're going to double crochet 2 together on that 9th stitch. Seven, 8, and then we're going to go ahead and double crochet 2 together on that 9th stitch. That again. Then on this 9th stitch here, I'm going to go ahead and double crochet 2 together. And you're going to do that until you reach your stitch marker. You're going to end this row with 80 stitches, and again you will have those 8 stitches left at the end. Do not do a decrease into any of those 8 stitches. Just work those 8 stitches all the way through. Okay, so for round 12, we are going to do a double crochet 7 and then double crochet together. Just ended round 11. We should have 80 stitches. All right, so round 12, we're going to go ahead and do the double crochet 7. All right, 7. And then we're gonna go ahead and double crochet 2 together.
What do you say? Elizabeth shouldn't be around monsters?
Now we go ahead and double crochet these together. We're gonna go ahead and finish row 12 with the double crochet 7, double crochet 2 together. Remember those 8 stitches? We are still not gonna do a decrease on those 8 stitches, not on this row. Alright, so for row 13, we're gonna do a double crochet 6 and then double crochet together. You should have 72 stitches at the end of row 12, and this is where we're going to get a chance to work into those last 8 stitches. It should no longer be hanging out at the end of row 13. On row 13, we should be able to go ahead and start working those double crochet 2s together at the end of that row. You can start row 13 together. So we're going to do double crochet 6, this is 1, go ahead and double crochet 2 together. Okay, we're going to continue our double crochet 6 and then double crochet 2 together for the entire row. At the end of this row, you should have 63 stitches, and you're able to start working into those last 8 that's been hanging up at the end of this row. Okay, so now we're on round 14, where we're going to do a double crochet 5 and then double crochet 2 together. So start with 1 and just move your stitch marker up. Two, 3, 4, and 5. And then we are going to go ahead and double crochet these 2 together. And we're going to go ahead and do that for the entire round. When you come to the end of round 14, you will have 54 stitches. So let's meet back here when we reach our stitch marker. Okay, so I just finished row 14, and you should have 54 stitches at the end of this row. So we're going to do row 15, which is going to be a double crochet 4, double crochet 2 together. And at the end of this row, you're going to have 45 stitches. So we're going to do 1, 2, 3, 4. Then you're going to do the 2 together. I don't know what's going on with me today. So we're going to go ahead and work that double crochet 4, double crochet 2 together for this entire row. And we'll meet back up at our stitch marker. Alright, we are now at the end of row 15. You should have 45 stitches left in your round. We're going to start on round 16, which we're going to do crochet 3 and then crochet 3 together. We're going to end this round with 36 stitches, okay? So just keep count of your stitches, and you should end every round now on a perfect double crochet 2 together. So that should also help you keep count of your stitches. So we're going to go ahead and do our 3, and then 2 together. All right, so we're going to continue this row, and once we are done, you're going to meet back up with me at your stitch marker. All right, so we have finished our round 16. We have 36 stitches left on the round. So at this point, if you want, you can start stuffing your pillow, but I don't really like the way the stuffing is. I actually hate it. So I'm gonna wait until the very last minute that I can to stuff this thing. I'm just not a fan of the polyfill. I hate it. It makes like these little hairs that just go everywhere, and I already have 2 dogs. So yeah, I'm gonna wait until the very last minute to fill this thing. Until I feel like my hand might struggle, then I will start filling. Okay. So we're gonna go right into round 17, and if you guessed it, the round is gonna be a double crochet 2 together, and then row 18 will be a double crochet 1, double crochet 2 together, row 19, double crochet 2 together all the way around, but I will be back to do those rounds with you, so don't worry. Right now we're just gonna go ahead and do the double crochet 2, double crochet 2 together. And at the end of this round, you're gonna have 27 stitches left. So I did 1, now we're doing 2. And then we're gonna go ahead and double crochet those 2 together. So go ahead and finish your round and meet me back here at your stitch marker. So we are on row 18 where we're going to double crochet 1 and then double crochet 1 together, but I think that I should start filling the heart now with the polyfill. So got a big old bag that's like bigger than my little table here. All right, we're gonna start row 18. And by the way, you can fill your pillow with whatever you want. If you have scrap yarn, if you have scrap fabric, if you have foam, fill it with whatever you want. I just have polyfill, that's all I have, so that's what I'm gonna use. And it's very soft and it works really well for anything squishy anyways. So we're gonna go ahead and start row 18 where we're gonna double crochet 1 and then double crochet 1 together. Crochet 1, and then double crochet 2 together, double crochet 1, double crochet 2 together. Alright, so at the end of row 18, we're actually only going to have 18 stitches. So go ahead and finish this row and come back when you meet your stitch marker. We are at row 20 now. We are at the home stretch, y'all. So what we're going to do for row 20 is just go ahead and double crochet 2 together all the way around. And right now you should have polyfill busting out the seam. That's okay, because it's going to hold the shape. So once you double crochet those first 2 together, this is now your new first stitch, and you're going to go ahead and move your stitch marker up. Just double crochet two together for the entire round. So at the end of this row, you should have 9 stitches. And we're gonna go ahead and double crochet two together on this next round as well. Alright, so this row you should end with 5 stitches. This is where you can fasten off your yarn, leaving about a, I'd say give yourself about a good 4-inch, 3.5, 4-inch tail. This is also where you can use your darning needle again if you chose to. If you chose to just use your hook, that's fine. Go ahead and cut your yarn and pull it through. But right now what I'm going to do with my darning needle is weave in my ends, but I'll show you how I do it once I thread this needle in an acceptable way. Okay. So I'm just gonna go ahead and go through each stitch, each back loop. And really this is just my preference. You don't have to do it this way, but I'm choosing to do it this way just because, I don't know. So once you have that weaved all the way in, you just want to pull taut, and this is where you can go ahead and push that yarn through there. Don't pull it too tight. You want to give your heart a cute little point at the end there. And I just weave it through the polyfill on the inside. Done. Look at how adorable. And I'd rather use this one for more of a like a decor situation, like a home decor, put it on the couch, as opposed to the fluffy one that I want to just hug and cuddle. But I love both. So we are done. I hope you guys enjoy this. I hope you guys love your pillow. You can go ahead and cut your tail if it didn't weave all the way in there. Look how cute. So guys, I hope you enjoyed this video, and the pattern is available. The written pattern is available on Etsy. That link is below. And guys, I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.
Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to give me a thumbs up as well as subscribe, and hit that notification bell so that you can be notified every time I upload a new video.